This is 55 East Monroe, a very well-known office building, and it's ribbed all the way up, or it used to be ribbed all the way up, but we'll see those top floors, those condo floors, now have half the ribs. Every other rib was removed in order to make wider spaces for windows. This is the office entrance, and behind that plywood and scaffolding is the residential entrance set off to the side that will open this week. Here we are at the entrance. Larry Debb is one of the principals of Glenstar, which is developing this piece of 55 East Monroe called Park Monroe. It'll have a separate address, 65 East Monroe.
Right. What we've been able to do is actually separate so that the residential component has its own entrance and an address of 65 East Monroe. As you can see, even though we have some construction still going on, which will be completed by this weekend, we have brand new front doors leading into a gorgeous reception area.
So the office entrances are there, but this is where we'll go in.
Correct.
So this looks entirely different than the office entrance, right? I mean,
absolutely. What we've been able to do in the building is the residential component has not only its own entrance, but also it has its own heating and air conditioning system, its own electric system, its own plumbing. Everything is brand new in the office component. New windows also, as you'll see by when you look at the outside of the building.
Yeah, which is one of the really interesting things. One of the things I talked to Rand about, and one of the things he said, this is Rand Diamond, the other principal. Rand, you said that the two buildings might as well be next door to each other. They're so different now.
Yeah, right? That's exactly right. All the systems have been separated, elevator, HVAC, excuse me, as Larry mentioned. So the fact that one sits on top of the other is more than coincidence, but they might as well be next door to each other.
Oh, that's interesting. What's going on?
Here, I welcome you to the model. This is our corner unit on 42.
Oh my gosh, this view is going to be amazing. How many units per floor are there?
Approximately 25.
Because they were big floors. I learned years ago that every floor in this building is an acre.
That's approximately right.
That's kind of amazing to turn into condos.
Right. This is our larger two-bedroom. Again, you can see 11-foot high glass by 10 feet across. What's interesting is the office building has an extra column right here. So there'd be a column like this here, here, and here. We took every other column out to give much wider and bigger windows. Which
is what we can see from the ground, how the top looks like
right.
It's wider openings than the lower floors. Nice kitchen. Is this a standard kitchen?
This is not. This is a... And in fact, many of the things in this model are upgraded, but
yeah.
Although all our kitchens are from Italy, they're all, so this is an upgraded kitchen, but the layout is the same.
Yeah.
All of our appliances are high-end decor appliances, and you can see, having these high ceilings, you can do a lot of extra things with shelving and whatnot.
Yeah. Great.
And I mentioned, the windows are 11 feet and the ceiling heights are 10 feet, as we were talking about yesterday. You can see how there's a little pocket that goes up.
Oh, up above here,
yeah, so
for blinds?
Exactly.
Got it.
The other nice thing about this building, because it's a port-in-place concrete building, so it's very quiet, but also our lighting systems can go above the ceiling in most of the newer buildings because the ceilings are at 10 feet.
Right.
You have to hang things below,
right.
Or 9 feet. Here, we can put our downlights up into the ceiling. But this is really what you get here at the Park Monroe.
This is one of those, oh my God views. Here's the beam and the Pritzker.
Pavilion.
And there's the lake. Wow. And again, this view can never be changed because not only do I have Park, but the entire block in front is the Michigan Avenue street wall.
Right, it's both National Historic as well as the City Historic.
Now, going back to the size of the floors, how do you keep it from, the difference between an office floor and a residential floor is considerable. How do you keep it from being long, skinny apartments made up of a bunch of...
As you walked from the elevator lobby to here, you saw that the corridors are broken up, and we don't have every so many feet. You'll see we jog the corridor so that we break up the corridors.
Yeah, typically the one-bedroom units are on the west side. of the building, giving nice city views. And again, it's over the Palmer House, so that's a historic monument. That'll never come down, so those views are guaranteed. And then on the east side is where we have our larger units, this being one of them.
This is a 2-bedroom we're in?
This is a 2-bedroom.
So you managed to keep it from feeling like you took a whole bunch of cubicles and converted them to a condo.
Exactly.
Partly with that jog.
Right. And I think, what shows is our sales have continued to be not as strong as we would like, but at least we are continually selling units here.
And certainly far stronger than buildings in the South Loop, West Loop, right? I mean, Blumer buildings are doing far better right now.
I think it's location, location, location. Nobody can provide these type of views with this type of window line.
Yep. While we're out here, I'm getting another shot of that door so we can see the grain and how the indirect lighting treats it. But that door looks like it was hand-milled just to be in this place. It's a beautiful grain.
Well, what we really did is virtually everything is an upgrade from what you normally would find.
Yeah.
So, as we continue down, I think early.
As you mentioned, these bent hallways, this keeps it from coming
Yeah.
Right.
See, I mean, you
How
walk
are
into
you?
this area, you have a little bit of a, sort of a pod, and you walk in
You get
three
it.
different directions.
Right.
You turn this way, you only go, 50 feet or 30 feet before you get to another wall, so it really breaks up the floor.
It's not like a long hall down a bowling alley.
Right, we added all these rotundas throughout the space, so it really gives you a very nice feel as you're walking through.
That's great.
For the construction side of the equation, we're on 48 now, walking into one of the penthouse units. Double 11-foot high doors coming into. And this would be your living room. We'll walk out closer to the glass line.
Penthouse circle. And living room, 22 feet of glass.
Wow. And then are these going to be...
This is upstairs. So you have your bedrooms upstairs.
My bedrooms are going to be upstairs?
Correct.
Wow.
So you can walk up and take a look if you get, as you get closer.
Is there some sort of remote for bringing the cleaning?
Yes. And then also here.
So my bedrooms are up there.
Right. So in the morning when you get up, you'd see straight out over your 22 foot of glass line looking out over the lake.
Wow. How many penthouses are we looking at right now?
Well, there's 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 really.
Yeah.
It goes over to the west side to that corner.
So this one we're in ends sort of at
This one ends, as a matter of fact, this one ends right here. So you've got a living room for one unit here and a living room for one unit over here.
Got it.
But at this point, we have one sold and one under contract. We can move walls around, we can design the penthouse around whatever the buyer would want.
Great.
So, good. I just wanted to show you kind of really where the work exists.